black love to me is empowering. Basically, that's the word I'm gonna use. It's strong love.
Strong. Okay.
Black love is colorful and warm and passionate, and it's black love.
Just being, just having that loyalty, because that's what a lot of relationships struggle with today, especially in youth. It's just being loyal and being dedicated to one another.
As far as faithfulness go, like I think that's something that you think you're required to do because you're in a relationship. Loyalty is something that comes anyway, like whether you're together or not. There's this unspoken bond between these two people where I got your back no matter what. And faithfulness is more as we're together, so while we're together, I'm going to be faithful.
Black love is really rare, but it's something, precious. When you see a black man who really cares about his woman, and a black woman that really cares about his woman, is just them two against the world, you gotta respect it. You look and you like, cause it's like everything is against that love. You see
black love is withstanding all obstacles, being there for each other no matter what, having an unconditional love for somebody.
You find somebody who, understand the struggle, like you understand the struggle. I know exactly what a black man going through. He know exactly what a black woman going through. That's something that, should be preserved. And, I just think that black love is, a beautiful thing.
So who are your love role models?
The Huxtable. And Stevie J and Johnson.
I want that Whitley Gilbert, Dwayne Wayne kind of love from the world. That's what I want.
Did I catch everybody?
Yes.
I had to wake y'all up. Y'all just
I'd have to say, I know a lot of people would say probably Beyonce or, the president. But I mean, they're not exactly relatable considering they are in the limelight. So I would have to say my mom and my dad, because I've actually watched their love grow. I've seen it go through conflict. And, it stayed strong for a long time, and it's still going on. So I have to say that. Pretty good example.
What else do we have?
our president, of course, like they are the, the ideal couple. Like they had presidential status.
I mean,
I'm gonna say I actually have two. I mean, I feel that when my mom remarried, she remarried a great guy. You know what I'm saying? I feel that her and my stepfather, they love is real sincere. And then my media image of love would be, my very own president and his wife, Miss Obama. You know what I'm saying? I feel that they really show that black love, that unity. Show that it can work in the black household because it doesn't have to, not work.
I have one that comes to mind. That's the pastor of Jackson State Campus, Elbert McGowan, and his wife Karen McGowan. They're wonderful people to model a relationship on.
Anybody else for their love role model?
We see it, but that don't mean we know how to reenact it. I mean, we see it on TV, but we try to.
I think they set a standard as far as, what you expect in black love.
In today's society, there's an ongoing attack on the image of black people as a whole. I feel that the media goes out their way to show women that are not in a sturdy relationship, that don't have their mind all the way focused or clear. The roles have really changed. The women have to seem to be more of a strong type, and the male are being portrayed as the weaker gender.
I think it's a stereotype. I think we all just go by what the media does, unfortunately.
It depends on the outlets. When it comes to reality, it's stepped upon. When it comes to politics, it's the best thing in the world. When it comes to everyday life, everybody wants it.
I think the media portray black people as a whole in negative aspects in a lot of different things. Love being a main thing when you look at reality TV shows, and they sit up here and show guys cheating on their girls all the time, and the girl, she want to just go out and club. So, I mean, they portray a lot of things when it comes to black people, as if it's the norm, which it's not.
People say stuff like that, or when things like that happen, we don't try to fix it. It's more of we settle.
Or it
So-
goes hand in hand. Like we see it in media and think, oh, he balling, we should be like that, or oh, she has everything, we should do the same. When most of the times you look at behind the scenes and it's crazy.
A total different story.
The media, it's always a black couple getting into fights. They have confrontations. I can just see them outside being loud. But that's not how it really is. Black love is patient and kind, and, you know, it just has a bad rep.
Movies are movies for a reason. They're not real. Like, I mean, I feel like movies, as far as love and sometimes other situations, I'm going to be modest, 2 out of 10% chance that something that took place in the film could actually happen in real life. But I mean, at the same time, your personality and how you carry yourself is the utmost reason that you either can or can't find your significant other.
Love and basketball, I just think that's a fantasy. When I do love the movie, but I don't really think it portrays black love as it goes on every day. Love Jones, kind of, but
Well, I believe certain things out of black love films are true. But, you know, every aspect of the movie is just not how it goes on in everyone's household or how things actually are. But they do have some films that can show you how real.
Love is supposed to be.
Can't think of them right now.
Jason's lyrics.
Oh yeah, now that's a real one because it's dealing with like how people actually live in their homes, and they may have somebody that's on drugs and all that, and a mother in a single home being a mother and a father, and stuff like that does go on in life.
I say that because at the end of the day, she didn't let anything keep her from him, and he didn't let anything keep him from her. It's a difference between loving someone and being in love. That right there, that was in love, depth.
Yeah.
The depth of it. When you love someone, you care. Like, I guess most dudes, they'll be like, oh, I got love for her. You know, that just means you care. You know, you want to see you do your best, whatnot. But when you in love, that's a whole nother ball game. Ain't nothing about to stop you from being with that person. Like, you want to cherish that person. Like, that's the person you want to wake up to in the morning, the first person on your mind, the last person you want to lay down with. You want to only be committed to that person. You die, you go to heaven. That person ain't died yet. You going to stay right there at them gates waiting on that person until they get there. That's in love.
so why is black love hard to find?
We're a more lustful generation, and because of that lustfulness, I think we've forgotten our roles.
One thing that I see that isn't really fair nowadays is miscommunication in roles. Like, we don't really see men being men and women being women. We see a lot of women doing a lot of the overpowering or dominance, and I'm not saying women need to be weak and feeble, but who doesn't love a strong man who steps up to the plate?
Because I know how to take care of women. Women forgotten their roles. That's why you have all this duplicity and love making and what attracts
You
women.
know, somebody that supports you, somebody that'll listen, somebody that has something going for themselves as well. Not just, I'm doing everything, or, you know, and somebody who motivates me. So that's my idea.
My understanding with my other half would be that we be completely honest with each other. She be honest with me, and I be honest with her.
One thing that always comes to mind is two things, and it's two T's: teachability and trust. And teachability is plain and simple. Just being able to learn what I have to share. You know, you don't have to always agree, but hopefully everything isn't worth a battle. And trust isn't just always who are you with, who you talking to type trust, but just the fact that there's a guy that's coming into your life, and you want to be able to feel comfortable around him. You want to open up. You want to share your stories, your day, your emotions, all of that.
Honesty and loyalty are what makes great relationships. You have to be honest and you have to be loyal. And you also have to be forgiving when it's time to forgive.
Just actually knowing your significant other. Like, they say that compromise, you know, is the way to go, but I mean, you can't compromise everything. You have to know that person before you even decide to want to be in a relationship with them. You have to find out what's their likes, dislikes, find out if you even like being around that person long enough to say, okay, we're going to get married.
Well, I think with any race, the baby mama, baby dad is like one of those issues. Well, nobody really wants to settle down now. We don't have those morals that we used to have, settling down, getting kids. We don't want that now. Now we want to, get established, make money, and we don't have time for a marriage, let alone a kid, but definitely not a marriage with, a unity between two people forever. So we don't want that anymore.
Some people just feel like they can maybe get something, or they may be looking for something. It may be a money thing from a guy that they try to impregnate themselves to try to, I don't know, get money, or either try to keep the guy and think that's going to make them stay around.
And it's not.
And it actually, some drives them away.
I more so think like the baby mama, baby daddy epidemic comes when a lot of kids, didn't have a father figure growing up, or even a mother figure, because I know some single dads out there too. A lot of kids in the black communities where it's impoverished, they don't have both of those two-parent homes. So I think that's where the baby mama, baby daddy thing come from. It's not that, they don't want us to stay together. They don't know how to be together.
Like a baby, that's like next to sex, that's like the most intimate thing you could ever do. So why not do it with your husband? Unless you're trying to get money. I encourage you, if you find Michael Jordan, do it. Bill Gates.
I feel that if you want something in life and you get it in your mind that's what you want, as long as it's realistic that you can achieve that, you can, even in a mate, if you say, I want this in a mate, I want this quality in a mate, that quality in a mate, I feel like that person could truly happen. You can meet that person. That can definitely happen. I don't feel like when someone has high standards, or what they call high standards, that they should lower their standards because of what everyone else is telling them to do.
I think too many people stick with the misconceptions, and one of the main reasons is image. Like he or she needs to fit this mold, or this premise has to be filled, when you miss out on characteristics, attributes, personalities. People tend to look for that after they're comfortable with the person's image, and then
it's never gonna be easy, and it depends on two people. I know she really cared and I really cared, but say I was a dog and she really cared, it's just not gonna work if we both don't want it. Mm-hmm. If we both don't want it, it's not gonna work, because nobody's perfect. If you're not even close to average when you first start, you ain't gonna be in a month or two. You gotta both be on that same level and know what y'all want. Because somebody falters, I was picked the other one back up and get back on that level I was trying to get to.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. There are some good men out there. But you're going to have a hell of a hard time finding one. So if you do find him, better treat him right, or I'm going to get him.
Okay. What breaks up relationships?
Pretty much every bad thing that you can think of that you see.
A lot of things break up relationships. Sure. Yeah, I done seen petty stuff break up a relationship. But I feel like just disagreement. That's what it is. Complete disagreement. Not having respect for the other person sometimes. It's various things. So
I think a break up relationship is how fast we get into them, because we don't really know each other. I mean, I know with my relationship, it was just, I like her. She looked good. I'm gonna get with her, and I did.
Men that aren't ready, like you're not ready before this girl. Like you have this girl that you're leading on.
What is really just ready? Because I don't all the time think a girl is ready. I just think a girl just wants. There's a big difference between ready and wants. I think girls should be wanting relationships. They just want somebody they can call on, want somebody to call in on, want somebody they can have or hold on to at night. Want that. You want that, but dealing with everything outside of that, you don't want that. You see what I'm saying? You really just want the ups in a relationship a lot of the times, and them downs bring you so down. You wonder why you got in a relationship in the first place.
So many things. It can be as simple as just miscommunication, or it can be as big as I don't know, finance or cheating.
All right.
So next, you guys, this one I think is gonna get a little bad. Social media and relationships.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
You really want to go there?
They will ruin your relationship.
Messy.
That girl coming on there like, so I see that you say that you with so and so, but you're not with him because I'm with him, and he got my baby and all this and this and that, and we're gonna be together forever, and you need to get off his page. Yeah, boo boo, bye.
Pound sign, he's mine.
Okay.
Social media and relationships. I remember when it was a time that social media, well, a lot of relationships were not as bad until social media. We have those Facebook blasts, those going offs on Facebook, this Instagram, twit picking, lurking. Social media has probably been a damper on relationships because of the overexposure that it has. But you know, you can't use that as a crutch, so.
It's a good and bad part to social media and relationships because one, you need to set a boundary because your business will get out with social media. But at the same time, you will find out things that he wasn't going to tell you.
It's a fine line and slick taboo in so many ways. Like, you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but at the same time, you want to be able to enjoy social media and all the aspects. But it's saddening to see the negative aspects of negative media hurt a relationship. But it's great when you see like a friend and you know they have a girlfriend or boyfriend and they just enjoying each other's company as a couple in a good way. So some people overdo it, but it's all right.
Okay. Social media, beware. Just beware. It needs to have like a warning label before you even get on anything.
Yeah.
If you go looking for something,
You gonna find it.
You gonna find it. That's the motto. So social media and you in a relationship, two just don't mix it up.
Now and then, grandparents' love versus our generation.
They have more like face to face nowadays. Like we just text, talk. We might meet up once in a while.
When it came to our grandparents' love, is as well, it was that they truly, genuinely cared about each other. At least if they didn't stay together forever, they at least stayed together for some time. It wasn't a one-night stand, bam, thank you, bye. It was, we get married, or even if it wasn't legal marriage, common law marriage. A lot of older people got married common law.
I mean, with them, with the grandparents, like their generation of love, it was more of a interaction between the two. Like just like what she said, we can communicate through phones and stuff. And even in a relationship now, it's like once you get that title of relationship, everything is pretty much given to you. You don't have to work for it in terms of love. It's like now it just comes with it. It just comes with the territory of having a relationship. You get all of that. You don't have to work for it. And that's why none of the relationships really last that long because nothing is earned, nothing is worked for.
Our grandparents' generation, they actually took the time to get to know you. A woman forced you to know her. She made you take her out.
So what if the women started demanding that you call?
It's gonna be one woman who's gonna fail to demand, and they gonna be all on her. It happens every time. One woman gonna be easy.
First of all, the next part of the situation is like for every girl that actually want that person to do all that for them, it's still a guy or some guys that don't have to do nothing. You just like a guy that much that all he has to do is say what's up. See what that does? That cancels out. Why do I have to call you for 2 weeks and prove that I like you? When I know this guy that you've been looking at every single day, every time he walks up, all you gotta do is speak.
Our grandparents, they fought for their love. And what I mean by that is, for one, you had that woman that was, resistant. She wasn't just going. But he had to, fight for her affection. He had to, show her like, I really want you. He had to step up.
Honestly, that'll work if every woman did it. Cause my granddad told me how he had to ride a horse 3, 4, 5 miles to get to my grandma.
Yes.
And I'm like, I did some things for my love, but I'm not riding a horse 3, 4, 5 miles. And then for her to be so real to get on that horse and go wherever they were going, I'm like, that's something.
What's missing is patience. patience. Because we're going to get into confrontations, we're going to get into fights, but just because we get into a fight doesn't mean, oh, it's not working, we just keep fighting. Fighting is actually a healthy relationship. You're not going to agree all the time. And if you have that mentality like, I'm not going to try to talk to you because you don't understand me, then there's nothing ever going to be resolved. So I think we need a little bit more patience. You know, we need to listen more because we don't want to listen also. And, you know, just, you know, get back to those morals.
Now, today, you don't have that going on because you have a lot of people that just have sex on the mind.
I'm gonna bring it in though. Like this is what I said earlier about our generation is a little bit more lustful, but you also, let's be real, sex is a little bit more easier to get. It's a lot more accessible. That's what it is. That's what all this really has to deal with. It's a lot more accessible because everybody in the past and grandparents' generation, yeah, they did all these stuff and build different blocks just to get up to that love, but at the end of the day, they still wanted that same thing too. But they just had to go through a lot more stuff just to get it. Now, we ain't got to go through that. If this girl don't want to, you know what I'm saying, they don't want to do it, shoot, I can give me another one. They'll be down for it. That's really what it is. Yeah, that's really what it is.
Women need to stick to their guns. Why it worked back then? Because back then, all women didn't want to be easy. And they won't let no man do nothing unless they got to know him. It's like, if we as women were more together, it was like, and knew. See, now we know that if we do have some standards, he don't want to deal with it. He can go this girl right here who's going to do it. Ain't that the truth?
You can end that conversation. That text conversation.
The same thing. I feel like, you know, no one's exactly perfect, and you always know something, whether you acknowledge it to yourself or not. If you know deep down something ain't right, if you know things has changed, you know, sometimes women, we should just jump ship. Like, if he acting all the way to the left, instead of giving yourself more grief and stand and all this stuff, jump ship and leave. Go, you know, be respectful. If a man ain't respecting you or treating you right, you don't have to stay there. You don't have to be there. You know, he may have said this is that. In the beginning, things change. You know, move on.
Follow your heart. You know.
All right. Closing remarks from Black Love, Joyce.
That's it.
What? Okay, Mark.
I just got it sound.
It exists.
It's a full concept.
It exists, but obviously, it's so many levels to it on both genders that it would take a lot of this to even understand. But it exists. That's my last closing.
Q.
My thing is, let's step up as men. Like, for real, it happens to where men don't stick up for each other. Like, you a dog, she end up dogging him. It's just this continuous cycle where everybody dogging each other out. Until, like, these two people ain't never felt that experience come together and try to make something work. So we gotta stop treating each other like that.
Kelsey.
It's complicated, but it's real.
Okay, short and sweet.